It seems like every generation has lamented the one after them as being lazy, no good, shifty, slackers, or some other negative. Has that ever really been true? Well, these days, millennials are in the crosshairs, but is it really fair to judge them?
Joining us on the Kogo News Live line is millennial-friendly employer Ken Davidson. And Ken, you are an employer, so what are you getting from millennials on the job?
Awesomeness.
Really? Because so many people are griping.
I know. I think it's like any other generation. I mean, you go back to the baby boomers in the late 60s, early 70s. I'm a Gen X guy. I mean, with Dazed and Confused and all that stuff. I think at the end of the day, you've got certain little, pods of people in certain generations. So we've had great success working with them. We've developed a model that's basically kind of really centered around millennials and their desire to balance kind of their social life and their work life.
And is that where they run into trouble, Ken? Is it, because the people before them don't really think of balance? It's, I have a job, I have to get it done, and there's a lot of work here to be done.
Yeah, I think it's a different mindset, really. But I think that the millennials have grown up with such technology and getting things done fast and quick and efficiently. I mean, it's a multitasking generation. And I think that, the idea of wearing a suit, going to a 9-to-5 job, sitting in 2-hour traffic commuting, they are the ones that are actually doing something about it, saying, you know what, this is a really good way to live if I can balance both, my work and my social life. And let's figure out how to do it. And I think businesses, like what we're trying to do, are kind of migrating that way to help. I mean, they're the largest generation in the workforce this year. So we've got to figure out how they're going to work more effectively and efficiently and implement some changes.
So then the workforce is adapting to them rather than them adapting to the traditional workforce. I
think so. I mean, I'm sure it's a combination of things, or depending on which industry that they're entering into. But yeah, I think if you're a smart business owner, that they're the future, and you figure out a way to work together.
Let's talk about those bosses, because you might want to brush off the tattooed, handlebarred, mustached, guy as somebody that you think is going to be a slacker on the job, but he's bringing a lot to the table. So let's talk about what he's bringing to the table in all of his, flannel, giant beard glory.
It's basically don't judge a book by its cover. If you want to wear a suit, our philosophy is, what you wear and how you present yourself, you're always the brand. But there's a balance between, what's professional and then what's really acceptable. But you also don't want to go in and meet with a client wearing a 3-piece black suit, look like you're coming from the IRS. He's going to buy any kind of insurance or other product from you. You know what I mean?
Well, that makes sense. So maybe millennials aren't as bad as we thought. Here's Ken Davidson, a millennial-friendly employer who says, you know what? They're doing good work, and companies might just have to adapt to the way they do things.